He has been a sensation ever since he took over at quarterback for Brandon Dawkins. Arizona's offense has just taken off.
He's been the most combustible force in college football over the last month and a half, and already in the thick of the Heisman Trophy discussion when you think about the fact that he didn't start a game for over a month. But as he's entered the lineup, he has set record after record. It's been fun to watch, and we're going to see two offenses today that can really light up the scoreboard. But looking at Khalil Tate here, 70-plus yard runs this season. We have to remember the limited amount of snaps and games that he's played in, and defenses just have had no way to contain his electric ability.
So Khalil Tate, who has 5 total runs of 70 or more. And there's Justin Herbert returning, has not played since late December, was injured here in a win against Cal in the first quarter, and he returns today for the Oregon Ducks.
One of the future stars of the Pac-12 Conference. That's why I'm so excited about the game we have here.
Lucas Haversick kicking off for Arizona, and we are underway. Charles Nelson on the return, and Nelson has a seam. Nelson out across the 40, brought down near midfield.
The trust is part of what's made Charles Nelson the leading kickoff return man in Oregon Ducks history. The trust he has in the blocking scheme, they open the lane, and Charles Nelson able to exploit it.
And that is the first kickoff return for Nelson this year. A 49-yarder. He was banged up. He's returned punts this year, but that was a great return into Arizona territory. Justin Herbert at quarterback, the sophomore from right here in Eugene. The 6'6", 225-pound sophomore. In motion, Dylan Mitchell. Punt, Herbert throws toward the outside. And coming back for it is Mitchell with the catch right near the marker.
Well, the pass protection held up very soundly. He actually went to his third read. He had an opportunity to hit Jalen Red earlier in the route.
On the ground, Royce Freeman. There's a flag down as Freeman tripped up by Justin Belknap.
Holding, offense number 73, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
Tyrell Crosby, the left tackle and probably the top left tackle in college football, called for the hold. First down and 20. And they try to fly a sweep with Nelson, who's met as he turns the corner by Scotty Young, the safety. Here are the Wendy's difference makers when Oregon has the football.
There's no doubt about Royce Freeman, tied for the most in school history in career touchdowns, already the record holder for yardage. Derek Bowles from the nose position, 99, the transfer student. He's been great, especially in recent weeks. His game has gotten better and better playing head up on the center.
Freeman goes in motion out of the backfield. Pressure coming. Herbert quickly out to Dylan Mitchell. And Mitchell brought down by Colin Schooler inside the 40 down to about the 37-yard line as Freeman got out there to set a block for Mitchell.
Royce Freeman has never been a guy who's worked extensively on the special teams end of things, but he has worked a lot with the offensive line. That's one of the ways Mario Cristobal, their new hire as a coordinator, has been able to get him even more in tune with the new schemes.
Third down and 7 from the Arizona 36. Herbert from the pocket. He'll run. And Herbert takes his first hit. It's from Schooler as he slides about a yard shy of the first down. All right, took his first hit there, Ant.
He's got that out of the way, and everyone here in Autzen Stadium can exhale. But just the fact that he's willing to run, that he made that decision, says something positive about how he feels about the collarbone.
Going for it on 4th and 1, there are flags, and they blow the play dead.
False start, 54 offense, 5-yard penalty, replay 4th down.
There's Colin Schooler coming in, good physical tackle. As I mentioned, the willingness to take off and run the football, that's important. That's a mental hurdle that he's already over through the opening drive of the game. You know, Willie Taggart has to be happy, even though the drive doesn't result in points, it looks like, but his quarterback looking like his old self.
So after the penalty, Oregon will now send the punting unit out. And Adam Stack, the freshman from Honolulu, will punt from near midfield. And he goes down. There is no flag. And it goes out of bounds near the 10-yard line.
Right, and that's the important point you make there, partner, because of the fact that it's his teammate who's actually knocked into him as the punter. then no penalty flag need be thrown.
As Khalil Tate will go to work here and the Arizona offense.
Well, as folks have come to find out, he's got angle-eating top-end speed. Defenses have not been able to effectively pursue him, but also that effortless deep ball. He's got a lot of one-on-one matchups. He'll get more of those today. He does a great job putting those on the money.
From the 17. Nothing there for Khalil Tate. As Oregon quickly closing in with Jordan Scott. Oregon with 5 up on the line. Play action. Tate throws, and the catch by Tony Ellison right near the marker should be enough.
It's a good throw in rhythm. Khalil Tate off the play action. He's been effective with the ball fake in the backfield. And because coverage will continue to backpedal off the play action because Arizona's been so effective with the deep ball, that short and intermediate pass should be there.
J.J. Taylor comes into the backfield. As the play action, the pump, Tate drops it off to Taylor, spinning, and he's brought down near the 35 by Jimmy Swain.
Jalen Jelks up front. He's been one of the top defensive linemen in the Pac-12. 13 tackles for loss on the season. And the main receiver who's been really effective on the deep ball this year for Arizona has been Tony Ellison. Over 17 yards per grab. 2nd and 2. This is Nick Wilson straight up the middle. First down, Wildcats. As Wilson pushes out to the 40, brought down by Henry Mondu, the junior from Portland. Arizona, who's been very good on the road. They are 3-1 on the road. The lone loss was a few weeks ago at USC. Play action, Tate drops it off, slipping out the tight end Bryce Wolma. The freshman picks up about 61 freshmen on this Arizona roster. 2nd down, Tate to the outside. Khalil Tate into Oregon territory, and he's run out by Arian Springs. It's just about making sure that you take the pursuit angle sideways, because you're not going to win a one-on-one matchup trying to chase Khalil Tate at the same angle he runs. You have to work up the field and get him where he's going. At the Oregon 44. Tate keeps. And brought down by Troy Dye after he gets a couple. And a much improved Oregon defense from a season ago under Jim Leavitt in his first year here with the Ducks. Came over from Colorado as the defensive coordinator as Khalil Tate runs it through the line, pushes forward, may have enough for the first down. Jimmy Swain, the first man there. But the improved defense, here are the numbers to back it up. Look at total yards. Down nearly 140 yards a game. Rush yards allowed down over 100 yards this season, and takeaways 17 already. They had 12 all of last year, already 17 takeaways for the Ducks. An Oregon defense that last year was 121st against the run. They're 25th in the country this year. Nick Wilson runs into Mondu. He was spectacular as a freshman, and the injuries he suffered were partly because he had to be the main ball carrier in certain games. Now they've been able to split time between he and J.J. Taylor this season. 10th play of this first Arizona drive. Tate throwing. Shun Brown the catch. First down inside the 20 as Shun Brown catches that laser from Tate. These are the plays that show the improvement in Arizona's throw game, because for Shun Brown to be able to make that contested grab, but for Khalil Tate in rhythm to put that on the money through coverage is really impressive. At the 18. Here is Wilson, a big hole. Nick Wilson to the outside. Touchdown, Arizona. 18 yards for the senior Wilson. Multiple body blows were landed as the pile moved more and more each time Arizona ran up the inside. And here, off a great lead block from Jamie Nunley, Nick Wilson able to take it the distance. The extra point from Josh Pollock. 7-0 Arizona. Khalil Tate went 4 of 4 through the air on that drive as the kickoff from Lucas Havrasik. A touchback out to the 25 as the scatter report that you have on Justin Herbert. He's very decisive on these RPOs, the run-pass option. That's such a big part of the Ducks offense. He's able to find windows for the explosive pass, and that's part of what true freshman Braxton Burmeister just wasn't able to be effective at yet. He hadn't completely grown into the ability for the explosive play down the field. I believe we'll see some of those shots taken with Justin Herbert back behind center. Ducks from the 25 in the second possession.
And Justin Herbert, who took a pretty big hit on the first Oregon possession of the ball game and just got right up, and no ill effects whatsoever from the collarbone injury that kept him out since late September. Tony Brook-James in at running back. And Brook-James through the line. Brook-James takes a hit. Keeps on going, breaking tackles. Gain of 14.
That's a physical tackle. Tony Brook-James. Watch him lower the pad level right there at the last second.
Brook-James again. Looking for a seam, and he's upended.
Became a more physical ball carrier during the time where Royce Freeman had to leave the lineup with injury.
Second team all Pac-12 last year, Tony Brook-James. And another carry, waiting for a hole, and he lunges forward about a half yard shy of the first down. Royce Freeman back in the game. And it's Freeman the carry. First down, Ducks. Stacked receivers on both sides, and Herbert slings it to the outside. And Dylan Mitchell juggled it for a sec, hangs on, then gets ridden out of bounds by Lorenzo Burns. And Demetrius Flanagan fouls, and no gain for Oregon.
And Lorenzo Burns has been good this year. Part of why he's been so good is because he's been beat at times. And as a freshman defensive back who's lost some battles, he's continued to respond, play hard.
On second down, that's actually a forward pass, and it's Mitchell who gets down to the Arizona 40. He gets fouled. Mitchell in motion. Herbert steps up, has a lane, he'll run. Justin Herbert down the sideline, and Herbert to the end zone. Touchdown, Oregon.
When the name Justin Herbert was announced here at Autzen Stadium during the pregame, there was a deafening roar with the excitement this crowd had for his return to the lineup.
40-yard touchdown for Herbert, his fourth rushing score of the season. Aiden Schneider for the extra point. And we are tied at Autzen Stadium.
How excited the entire team was by adding Justin Herbert back into the fray.
Tyrell Johnson, the return man for Arizona, and Ugo Amadi in on the tackle for Oregon as we check in with Lewis.
Roxy, as coach has been telling us, Willie Taggart, as they're trying to battle their way back and get this program together. A couple things he said to his players: look, no excuses and do something. Well, Justin Herbert just did something with that big 40-yard run, and when he went back to the far side, I mean, he was absolutely bobbed by his teammates, and of course all those Oregon Duck fans who sit behind the bench. That was a big deal for them. Then of course right back to the headset next series, Justin Herbert.
And he talked to us, too, about the resounding reaction the teammates had during the initial injury, how upset everyone was for Justin, for themselves, but now they can open the entire playbook back up offensively.
From the Arizona 25, Khalil Tate looking, goes down. Austin Faliu getting into the backfield, the first man there. Second down, 10. Tate, after the play action, throws, and Khalil Tate, the pass, Oregon saying it's incomplete, so do the officials. Shun Brown thought he made the catch.
Well, up to this point, Shun Brown has been actually the #1 wide receiver in the country when targeted by his particular quarterback, or #1 in the Pac-12 over the last 6 weeks.
Good call by our crew, Stephen Strimling, our referee today. 3rd and 10 for the Wildcats. Tate from the pocket, and it's caught by Ellison out near midfield, but did he hang on? Oregon says no. The officials say no. Initially it looked like it was a catch, and now the officials will talk this one over, but then they came in, gave the incomplete sign.
It's that mesh concept that Arizona likes to run. Ellison initially had it, but you see the fight for the ball there. And Tyree Robinson continues to rake away at it until Ellison just can't gain control.
Josh Pollock with the punt. And on the return, it's Dylan Mitchell. And Mitchell trying to get it to the outside, cuts it back, and he's inside Arizona territory.
But just couldn't keep it going at the level that Herbert does.
Royce Freeman straight ahead, and Freeman gets inside the 40-yard line. And the interesting numbers that when Herbert has been in the lineup, Oregon's passed the ball nearly 40% of the time. When he was out, Burmeister was in a quarterback, it was down under 25% of the time. Another carry for Freeman, and he gets a couple with Herbert out and Burmeister in at quarterback.
It just makes such a difference.
USC is already wrapped up the South. It's still wide open in the North in terms of the bid in the championship game isn't solidified yet. Washington State in a great position, as if they win in Seattle next week against the Huskies, they go regardless of what else happens. And Washington still playing tonight as they take on Utah. On third down, Royce Freeman breaks a tackle. Second effort gets Oregon a first down.
Yards after contact been such a big part of why Royce Freeman's been so effective, why he's the all-time leading rusher for this Ducks program.
So on back-to-back plays, Arizona defensive linemen get dinged up. But now the defense needing to get a stop as Oregon on the move. At the Wildcats' 31-yard line, approaching 3.5 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Herbert from the pocket fires over the middle, and it's incomplete. It may have been tipped. And it's the inside give, and it's Jalen Red, and the freshman bounces it outside. First and goal, Oregon. A late flag comes in. 24 yards on the run by the freshman from Rancho Cucamonga in Southern California.
After the play, personal foul, late hit out of bounds, defense number 19. Half the distance to the goal, and first down.
Jalen Red is another one of these diminutive stars in the run game for Oregon that we've seen them recruit over the past decade plus. And yes, I do agree with that call. Late hit, pushed out of bounds. That's over near Lewis Johnson's neck of the woods, I think.
Scotty Young called for the personal foul. Royce Freeman up the middle, and Oregon has the lead. Flags come in. There is some pushing and shoving after the play. Touchdown run by Royce Freeman, his 11th this season, number 55 in his illustrious Ducks career.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 84 of the offense. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 17 on the defense. Fouls will offset, extra point.
It's right on the interior. Just great down blocks that take place there. Shane Lemieux pulls towards the play side with a nice kick out. Cavernous hole for Freeman.
And Schneider knocks it through. Kickoff from Schneider, and it's Johnson. Brought down shy of the 20-yard line. Winston getting down there for Oregon, and a late flag comes in again, but rolls Royce Freeman.
Fine-looking automobile there. Look at all the different records that Royce Freeman now holds in the lineage of great running backs that Oregon's had here. Rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, all-purpose yards, overall touchdowns. He's been the most productive running back this program's ever produced.
Penalty goes against Oregon. And by the way, on that touchdown run, Royce Freeman has moved into 10th on the all-time rushing list, passing LaDanian Tomlinson. So 10th in the history of college football. Khalil Tate back to work. Russell down behind the line. Jonah Moy, the senior, getting into the backfield.
Jonah Moy, usually one of their most effective people, setting the edge physically. Now here unblocked up the field. Does a great job just playing the quarterback. He doesn't care where J.J. Taylor's going. He is focused on eating up Khalil Tate.
Loss of 5. Second down. Play action for Tate. Lofts it toward the sideline, too far, looking for Ellison. Ugo Chukwuemadi in coverage for the Ducks. 3rd down and 15.
One of the things that Willie Taggart and Jim Levitt spoke to us about is making sure that when they're unblocked players, especially on the edge, that they're physical with Khalil Tate throughout today's game. If there's an opportunity to hit the quarterback when they expose him as a runner, the defense has to make it count.
3 rushers. Flushing Tate out. Looking, Tate slips, goes down. And a late flag against Oregon, and it's Moy.
After the play, personal foul, defense number 3. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Jonah Moy's got to be smarter than that. I understand the excitement, the exuberance you have. You're facing one of the most exciting players in the country. He falls on his own. The play is obviously over, Jonah Moy. You've just got to leave the field. It's the right call. Did he spear him? Did he do something cheap and dirty? No. But it was obvious the play was over. Khalil Tate had fallen on his own, and you just gift wrap a first down for this explosive Wildcats offense.
And Tate sold it a little bit too. He embellished a little bit. It was a solid contact for Moy, but Tate made him realize, well, I am the quarterback. You're not supposed to hit me like that after the play. Tate keeps this one. And he's wrestled down a short gain.
Getting up. There's Moy. Might be a bit of Bloody Divac going there, but it's enough.
And we have more stuff happening on the field. Players being pulled away, a lot of trash talk and jawing between the two sides.
You've got to find that balance in a game like this.
Troy Dye in the middle of it, and part of the frustration I think here is that Khalil Tate may have stepped on someone as he was getting up after the play.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 14, walking on a player, 15-yard penalty, 2nd down.
Gets made about Jonah Moy. Has to go for Khalil Tate as well. This is obvious. It's obvious he's doing everything he can to step on the opponent, Henry Mondu, as Mondu's laying on the ground. So yeah, the opponent took a cheap shot at you after the previous play. You didn't like that, but they got penalized for it. You cannot give them those 15 yards back.
I wonder if Khalil Tate was a Christian Laettner fan. Remember when Christian Laettner did that in the NCAA tournament against Kentucky? And the officials conferring here, trying to figure out a down and distance.
They're going to correct the down here.
So it should be 2nd down. Channel that. We'll get it after this play. Nick Wilson takes the handoff, and he's wrapped up. Troy Dye in on the tackle along with Justin Hollins, but how do you channel those emotions and put them toward the good of the team, if you will?
Well, especially on the defensive side, you're near defensive football with, but through expand level anyway. There's a find a way to make sure you channel that between the whistles. You can take as much aggression out as you want when it's between the white lines and the whistle's blown.
3rd down and 21.
Troy Dye on the move.
Quarterback draw, and Tate nothing there. Jonah Moy there for the Ducks, and it's 4th down. Josh Pollock punting from inside his 10, and a low end-over-end kick. Dylan Mitchell on the return, and Mitchell brought down immediately.
These are two teams playing with passion. A lot of players on the field who love the game in one of the best atmospheres in college football.
We start the 2nd. 1st and 10 Ducks. Oregon at their own 43. Justin Herbert made the start, and the handoff to Tony Brook-James, and he gets a couple. Oregon, after stalling on their first drive, has found a rhythm on each of the last 2. Charles Nelson goes in motion. Herbert, play action, fires, and Nelson adjusts, can't make the catch, it's picked off. Dane Cruikshank, 3rd interception for Cruikshank on the year. And the senior Cruikshank racing it back. He's going to take it back. Cruikshank, the pick 6, there's a flag for taunting, but it's a touchdown for Arizona.
number 9. There will be no touchdown. 15 yards for the spot of the ball. First down.
So they take the touchdown off the board because the penalty happened prior to Cruikshank going into the end zone, and Rich Rod is not a happy man, as you'd expect.
Nor should he be. And off the play action, Herbert bootlegs out, throws an errant ball. There's a defender in his face, throws it too high, so well played by Cruikshank. From there, takes off. We've seen a pick 6 from Cruikshank on the Pac-12 network earlier this season. So he's a playmaker, goes into playmaker mode, just put the ball in the end zone. You're wagging your finger, you're doing things that take points off the board for your team, and then he gets to the sideline. Rich Rod lets him hear about it, as he should.
So wave off the touchdown. The penalty happened around the 4, so that's why it's an Arizona football at the Oregon 19. It is an interception, though. Cruikshank, his 5th career. And Arizona with Khalil Tate in the pistol, J.J. Taylor, the running back. And Taylor cuts it back, spun around. Taylor trying to run away, but he can't, from Justin Hollins. 2nd down. Pressure coming off the edge. Tate scrambling, and he just throws it away. 3rd down. Tate on the rollout. Finds Tony Ellison, cuts it back, touchdown Arizona. As Arizona on 3rd down, Tate with a touchdown pass, an extra point away from tying the game.
Offense responding, picking up their teammate from the mistake. Accurate ball in stride to Ellison. Khalil Tate, because of the accuracy, Ellison had an easy trot to the end zone.
3rd touchdown catch for Tony Ellison, the junior from Granite Bay, California, near Sacramento. And for Khalil Tate, his 9th touchdown pass. And he's gone over 1,000 yards passing in this game, but we're knotted at 14. So a short pooch kickoff from Haversick. And Oregon, it's Charles Nelson taking it. Nelson dancing his way out to the 35. Let's check in with Lewis.
Well, Roxy, earlier in the game, we saw defensive end Justin Belknap from Arizona come off the field. Got some bad news. He was laid back there looking at his left knee, ice bags, and now they're taking the ice bag off, and they're putting a brace on the left knee. And this guy, you can just see the emotion there in his face, the pain and difficulty. Don't know what the news was, but clearly it was not good.
Number 9 with a touchdown, yet a different number 9 because of the penalty, or it could have been number 9 with the pick 6. Oregon with the ball now in a tie game. And the Ducks stay on the ground and not much there.
Is that the 17th interception they've had this year already?
Dylan Mitchell goes in motion and takes the handoff, but there is Colin Schooler hustling through and brought him down for a loss on the play.
And for young linebackers, Ellison, Schooler, Wilborn, they all diagnose so quickly. Look at Schooler shooting the gap. Reads it on the fly, then pulls the trigger to go and fly into the backfield for a big tackle for loss.
3rd down and 12 for the Ducks. Good protection for Herbert. Now it breaks down, and he gets hogtied and brought down. Shooting through is Kylan Wilborn, and the freshman with his team-leading 8th sack as he hogtied Herbert.
Watch him come all the way in from the exterior. Starts at the right edge, then loops around. This is one of the pass rush games they run. That twist stunt, Oregon's offensive line not able to pick it up. Kylan Wilborn for the 8th time this season. You mentioned it, Roxy, hog-tying an opposing QB.
Again, a freshman for this Arizona defense.
They're kind of like the Beatles. All 3 of them have different roles that they execute really well.
Rollout punt from Adam Stack. Sean Brown tells everybody to get away from it. And it's down by Brady Breeze.
You normally have to call the ambulance. You're putting some of these babies to sleep. Not in this case.
Oregon ready for that as Jalen Jelks quickly on top of Nick Wilson.
Let's just watch how they put opponents to sleep. Here's Colin Wilborn penetrating into the backfield. Justin Herbert going down with ferocity. And Colin Schooler making nightmares for the Oregon Ducks.
You got some milk with that?
Hush, y'all. Hush.
2nd down. A reverse with Sean Brown. And Brown trying to bounce it outside. Oregon ready for it, though. Staying home was Ugo Amadi and forced the play back in. Well done by Oregon defensively.
They're so fast, but when you stay home on the backside, you put yourself in position to still make the proper play. Lamar Winston just read it so well. He started to flow, spun out, and got himself back in position to make sure there was no cutback lane. Well done by Ugo Amadi to finish the play.
Tate from the pocket. Coming back, it is Brown. And Brown to the outside, first down into Oregon territory is Diamador Lenore. Finally brought him down, and another flag comes in.
This ends up being a stop route from Sean Brown. It's right there, hooks back towards the inside. He's fighting for extra yardage. Diamador Lenore, whistle's already blown, still slams him down at the end. That may have been one that if the first half wasn't so chippy, they could have let it go. The stadium's a little bit loud, but the officials doing what they can to get control of this game and rein in some of the emotion.
Personal foul against Oregon, so it's a gain of 16 from Tate to Sean Brown, and then a personal foul tacks on 15 more for Arizona. It ends up being a 31-yard pickup with the play and the penalty. At the Oregon 25, Tyrell Johnson takes the flip, and Johnson tripped up as he gets to the 20-yard line. Henry Mondu. Tate the handoff, straight ahead, breaking tackles Nick Wilson into the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Hard-nosed running from Wilson as the Wildcats reclaim the lead.
From here, both linebackers need to be in a position as Nick Wilson cuts the football back. So off the read, Khalil Tate starts towards the outside. Troy Dye gets out of his gap. And when you're ungapped, these running backs, both J.J. Taylor and Nick Wilson, can make you pay.
Second touchdown for Wilson as Josh Pollock nails the extra point. Quarterback for the Huskies. His high school coach, Troy Taylor, is Utah's offensive coordinator. It's all over the place. As the Schooler family, I noticed how they use probably the better seats given to the home team and sitting in the Oregon seats as opposed to the visiting tickets.
To clarify, the Schooler family, the people in the half jerseys, in case that wasn't obvious to the folks at home.
For them, it's understandable. Some of those split jerseys and hats, like in the Bay Area, you have the split Giants, A's caps, or in Chicago, the Cubs white. Those just don't work.
Yeah.
But these work, and for obvious reasons. Ducks from the 25. And it's Royce Freeman through the line, and Freeman picks up a first down out across the 35.
Couple of home games left for Royce Freeman. Running with some intensity, some urgency. Nice cut back there in the middle, running through contact.
Civil War here next week against Oregon State. As another carry for Freeman. Drags a couple of Arizona players with him near the 40, Dane Cruikshank and Fenton Connolly. On the ground again, it's Royce Freeman. Kylan Wilborn there along with Connolly for Arizona, and getting up from the bottom of the pile is Collins.
3-by-1 formation. They like the bubble screen here often.
Herbert fires, and it's caught. First down. Charles Nelson out near midfield.
Much this year.
How about that game a few weeks ago against Utah? Caught 2 touchdowns, threw another as Freeman goes barreling into the Arizona secondary and picks up about 7 or 8.
Into and through. Where the offense really starts to churn when they've got the combination of the tempo and Freeman's power.
To the outside, and it's Nelson. And he fights forward, still going before he's rustled back by Wilborn. And also Flanagan fouls out there, but it's an Oregon first down, and the Duck fans wanted a flag. Herbert, play action. All day to throw. The deep shot for Jacob Breland. Touchdown, Oregon. 39 yards to Breland, the tight end. His team-leading 4th touchdown catch.
Breland's so versatile as a tight end because not only is he a great inline blocker, but he's also a guy who can split out in the slot, take advantage of one-on-one matchups versus safeties like Demetrius Flanagan fouls.
Schneider for the point after to try and tie the game here. We expected a tight one, entertaining one, and both teams are delivering.
Oh, yeah.
21 all.
Only 42 points so far at Autzen Stadium. Justin Herbert in his return tells his tight end, Jacob Breland, go long, throw long. Big mistake he threw, the errant pass on the previous drive, but he certainly made up for it there with the strike to Breland.
Schneider's kick. Tyrell Johnson on the return. And there's a flag down on the play as Johnson steps out of bounds around the 25.
During the return holding, return team number 4. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, first down.
A hold against Arizona will back them up, but back to the touchdown. Ant, what did you see?
Well, so Jacob Breland's going to line up right here in the slot, but the ball action in the backfield has the eyes of the defense focused back there, so that allows the ability for Breland to start up the seam and then just go on the skinny post. Demetrius Flanagan-Fouts, who starts shallow because of the ball action in the backfield, isn't able to catch up, and Justin Herbert put it right on the money.
Khalil Tate, 7 of 11, 68 yards passing and a touchdown. As they give to J Taylor. Breaking tackles is Taylor, caught from behind out at the 29, a pickup of 14 as Lamar Winston Jr. tracked him down.
Well, they get some movement there, the angle blocks, the down blocks of that Arizona offensive line, able to wash the pile enough, and J Taylor so effective with the jump cut.
Only the second carry for Taylor. Here's Nick Wilson. Rather, this is J Taylor again. And Taylor picks up a couple of yards as Tyree Robinson on the stop.
Use that term jump cut earlier on this drive. Just watch him again going back to that previous play. Breaking him down and breaking him off out in space.
Taylor's the running back. Tate on the move. Tony Ellison the catch. First down, Arizona. Ugo Amadi brought him down at the 40. Here's J Taylor. Into the second level, he gets 6. Tyree Robinson again this time.
And with the sprint action, what it ends up doing is now the defensive front, all these guys who are having presence going into the backfield, they usually can't get near the quarterback on the sprint action. So it's not something you can utilize every snap, but it does take some of the starch out of that defensive front and set up other opportunities.
Here's Tate, sweeping left. Runs out of bounds in Oregon territory. First down, Wildcats. J Taylor spinning. And he's brought down. Again, it's Tyree Robinson coming up from the secondary, who's making a good number of tackles for this Oregon defense.
And you're going to see Taylor bounce it outside. I keep using the term jump cut. The angle of it is what's so sick, and the spin move off of Tyree Robinson does a phenomenal job running the alley. They're willing to allow Robinson to get nosy and leave their corners on island. So there will be one-on-one matchups. Expect a shot play coming up here soon.
2nd and 5. Nothing there for Taylor. Rather Wilson on the carry this time. Troy Dye leads the charge for Oregon.
He's so athletic. And Troy Dye, in a similar way to what I described with Tony Fields earlier, he was an outside linebacker the majority of last season, a big part of their pass rush. They've moved him to the jack position as an inside linebacker here, and he's just done such a great job for them at it this season.
3rd down, 8 for Arizona. At the Oregon 47. Each side has all 3 timeouts as we're under 3:35 to go in this first half. And Rich Rod gets a timeout with a play clock rolling down. This is not a rivalry game here in Eugene, but it certainly feels like one.
It really does.
Considering the way both teams have brought it today.
I like it. Got to rein some things in, but I like the passion.
Here comes the blitz. Tate lofts it. The deep shot is broken up. Arian Springs one-on-one with Tony Ellison, and it's incomplete, 4th down.
Got so much respect for the way Arian Springs has responded this season after a down year last year. He got beat so frequently, and this year the confidence has still been there, and Jim Leavitt has trusted him on an island both on the outside and defending slot receivers right here. And Ellison basically had to turn into a defensive back, stopping the INT.
Dylan Mitchell, the return man. It's a short punt that takes an Arizona bounce. Now it trickles sideways where it's down.
All right, Roxy, well, this weekend beyond the hash marks, it's about the art of the athlete, which is an exhibition here at the University of Oregon featuring paintings from several student athletes on display at the Jordan Stitzel Museum of Art. We were there yesterday. 14 Duck players have their work on the art on the wall there, including defensive end Jalen Jelks. Now, he told me that he loves to draw, paint, does some graphic design work on his computer as well. And this that you're looking at right now, that's a self-portrait that comes from a photo taken at an Oregon Athletes Foundation event. Said everybody likes it, but there's something they may not have noticed. He didn't finish it. No lips, no smile, no teeth. I'm sorry, at the smile, there's no teeth. Said he ran out of time. That's a busy football player, just like his dad, who played college basketball and was an artist as well. Pretty good stuff.
All right, Lewis, Oregon getting the football back after the punt, and Royce Freeman, the ball carrier, brought down shy at the 20-yard line. And Jalen Jelks, not only success off the field, but on the field this year, he's having a terrific season.
He certainly has been. And only 245 pounds, playing that heavy 5 technique, usually much bigger, bulkier guy.
Play action for Justin Herbert. Scrambles. Throws it toward the sideline. Charles Nelson. Nelson in Arizona territory. Chopped down by Scotty Young. Nelson got behind the coverage and 46 yards for Oregon.
And this wasn't an easy pass from Herbert, because not only is he on the move, but you had Dane Cruikshank undercutting the route, got it right over Cruikshank, dropped it into Nelson.
At the Arizona 37, Freeman gets about 4. Brought down by Wilborn.
And we got the sense from Willie Taggart that he anticipated Justin Herbert would likely play today, and he had that smile on his face, a level of excitement, because this is a special talent. I see a lot of similarities between Justin Herbert and Marcus Mariota, and that's saying a lot. I'm not saying Justin Herbert's going to win the Heisman next season or something. There's just so many similarities, both physically and in the demeanor.
Dylan Mitchell goes in motion and takes the handoff, and Mitchell cutting it back. He's in trouble. Reverses field, and it's Scotty Young who brought him down back at the 45.
It was a tactical error as Dylan Mitchell starts to bounce, and he's running backwards, and he's turning around. And look at the pursuit. All these white jerseys around the football. That's the hallmark of any great defense. When you're willing to swarm to the football consistently, help your teammates corral ball carriers. I really think this Arizona program's on the come.
Herbert all day to throw. Throws it for the end zone, and it's too short. There's a flag. Trying to come back for it was Johnny Johnson III. On an underthrown ball, it'll be pass interference against Arizona. First down for the Ducks.
Pass interference, defense number 6. 15-yard penalty results in an automatic first down.
This is often one of the positive results you see in the underthrown ball, because when your receiver has to try and come back for it, and he has to work through the body of defenders to get there, then quite often that's where the flag ends up being thrown. You see both Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles and Troy Young just don't give the lane to Johnny Johnson to come back and try to catch.
So the underthrown ball benefits Oregon. Royce Freeman, he's gone. There he goes. Touchdown, Oregon. 28 yards, and Freeman with his second touchdown of the ball game.
The Ducks fans have gotten used to it over the years. It's happened so often for Royce Freeman, more than any other back in Oregon history.
56th career rushing touchdown for Royce Freeman. 13 carries, 84 yards now for the senior in this one, and Schneider makes it a 7-point game.
And let's see what happens with Mario Cristobal's big uglies up front. Terrell Crosby right there. Down block. Calvin Throckmorton going to pull to the backside from the guard position. And Jacob Breland going to lead him through the hole as well. Royce Freeman, as it's so well blocked at the point of attack, this cavernous hole, not only the power, but the speed to take it the distance. Big burly backs, tiny diminutive backs. Royce Freeman has turned out more yards and more touchdowns than anyone in the history of Oregon Ducks football. That is saying so much with the amount of yardage this program has turned out.
The kickoff from Schneider. And Tyrell Johnson will let it trickle through the back of the end zone. And the duel in the desert, the Territorial Cup on the line. Tate on the move on first down. Looking for Ellison. Ugo Amadi breaks it up with a terrific break on the football.
Similar versatility like I referenced with Arian Springs. Ugo Chukwu Amadi able to cover the slot, able to go outside, cover the X receiver off the outside. The level of aggression with the ball in flight has improved so much for this defensive backfield.
A win today for Oregon. They become bowl eligible. Play action for Tate. Throws, and it's intercepted by Amadi. He jumped around, picked this one off, and Oregon a chance to get another score before the half.
We've seen so many times this season, defense is overreacting when Khalil Tate breaks the pocket. He stepped forward, but Ugo Amadi, like a thief in the night, undercutting the route yet again.
Third interception this season for Amadi. Oh, we have a turnover chain on the sideline.
Check that out.
Miami. Fifth career pick for Amadi. Play action for Herbert on the move. Dumps it off for Nelson. There's a flag down on the play as Charles Nelson rustled down by Colin Schooler. There's 1:10 left in the half and a penalty against Oregon.
Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Brady Aiello getting the start at right tackle today with Jake Pisarcik banged up.
Setting up a third down. That's the goal here.
First and 20. Back at the 42. Herbert looking. Throws deep over the middle for Dylan Mitchell, incomplete.
Holding. Offense number 66. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Again, it's Aiello called for holding. First and 30. And a drop play for Tony Brook-James. And he's brought down by Colin Schooler on the play, along with Tony Fields, and it's second down, and we'll see how Oregon plays this. Again, it's Brooks-James on the ground, runs into Tony Fields. Clock ticking down, and we've reached halftime at Autzen Stadium, and entertaining. First half, an emotionally charged first half.
He's taken some hits, and it hasn't been exactly smooth in terms of, all right, he's not been tested by the Arizona defense. He's taken some shots as Aiden Schneider with the kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. And on the other side, Khalil Tate, Oregon's defense done a good job bottling him up in terms of rushing. He's been pretty good through the air, but just 10 carries and 18 yards.
And similar, some shades of what happened in the first half versus USC. We had 11 yards at halftime in that particular game, and then went for 150 in the second half versus the Trojans. So we'll see if this Arizona ground attack can find a way to solve the puzzle that is the Ducks defense.
From the 25, Khalil Tate. And the give to Nick Wilson, who had 2 touchdowns in the first half, and Wilson brought down by Tyree Robinson as we check in with Lewis Johnson.
Well, Roxy, I checked in with the ever-intense Rich Rodriguez coming out of the locker room, and he said, listen, our team is playing hard, but what he wants to see is more disciplined football. Play your assignments the right way. When he talks about discipline, first half, Arizona was penalized 5 times for 59 yards, and he really let some players have it here on the sideline. Again, appreciating their energy, but be more disciplined.
Again, it's Wilson straight ahead, short of a first down. Jordan Scott with the tackle. And we saw some of that emotion spill over at Dane Cruikshank after the touchdown was taken off the board.
If there's anything Rich Rodriguez is known for, being shy is not one of them. He's no wallflower.
And the give, it's to Tony Ellison sweeping to the outside and gets a first down.
This is a play that last week versus Oregon State went for a touchdown run. The action was a bit different in the backfield, but they're finding a variety of ways of getting the ball to Tony Ellison.
Arizona, who's won 5 of their last 6. Play action, Tate, and it's complete.
While the air is a bit chillier here, I'm not getting the sense that Khalil Tate is having any trouble really throwing the football, gripping it properly. I'd like to see more deep passes from Arizona in this half.
2nd and 3. Nick Wilson. Henry Mondu brought him down. 3rd and 2. Tate running left, turns it upfield, has the first down, takes a hit, and spun into Oregon territory by Troy Dye.
Khalil Tate's 215 pounds, and he runs like it. He's built very differently from the other great quarterbacks we've seen in the past. From Rich Rodriguez, you see him there just barreling through Troy Dye as he moves the sticks.
Rollout, pass complete. Tony Ellison pushed out by Ugo Amadi. And that's a pickup of about 7. And we've seen that play run to success a number of times already by Arizona.
That's that tennis match, just bobbing back and forth, sideline to sideline over and over again. It's sort of like body blows that are landed throughout the drive.
2nd and 4. Tate keeps. Tate picking his way, and he's brought down. The pursuit from Dye got him for no gain.
Just like we highlighted college schoolers shooting the gap. You're a great linebacker, and you see a ball carrier. Once they declare, you've got to be willing to empty your chamber. Troy Dye's been really effective at that this season.
On 3rd down, play action. Tate lobs it for Shun Brown, too far. Trevor Wood is backed up to punt, and he's a tight end, and the pooch kick works for Arizona. And Ellison gets down there and touches it at the 6-yard line.
And back in Eugene, 3rd quarter, and moments ago it was Khalil Tate with this rollout run. And as he cuts it back inside, he takes a good hit and spins. And then watch right here is Khalil Tate right there, reaches for the left knee. Something was bothering him there. Got up, was able to finish the play, and then move to the sideline. But as he's sitting there now, we've seen him reach for that knee just a couple of times. Trainers came to check on him, but again, he's trying to stay focused and continue on. But we'll keep watching it from here. Roxy?
Certainly a concern for Arizona with their stud quarterback Tate a bit banged up as Royce Freeman gets tripped up. 2nd and 6. Here is Freeman. And he goes straight ahead. Colin Schooler there for the Wildcats along with Tony Fields, and he'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd down and 2. Justin Herbert in his return. Here's the handoff. And it's Freeman with a big hole. Royce Freeman all the way out to the 40-yard line.
Something wicked. This way comes. Oh, 240 pounds of Royce Freeman to the 3rd level.
He's over 100 yards for the 5th consecutive game, and he picks up about 5 more. Chopped down by Demetrius Flanagan-Fowles. Brook-James hit behind the line, and he's wrestled back by Dane Cruikshank coming off the end.
Just a plethora of weapons they can give the ball to.
3rd and 4. Herbert rolling out, and he throws toward the sideline. Charles Nelson, the catch, has the first down out of bounds in Arizona territory. Herbert throws it that way, and Brook-James drops the football. 2nd and 10. The inside give, and Tony Brook-James bounces it to the outside. Brook-James breaking tackles. 1st and goal, Ducks. 35 yards, and Tony Brook-James breaking tackle after tackle.
He may not look like it with the way he's high-stepping through contact. Tony Brook-James, 65 pounds lighter than Royce Freeman. He's running like his counterpart through contact, though.
1st and goal. Tony Brook-James into the end zone. There's a late flag. Wipe out the touchdown.
Penalty, 1st down.
The center, Jake Hansen, may have been the guilty party.
He's right there in the middle of your screen. He advances up on Tony Fields. He's trying to reach block him, has the hands inside, but just as Fields is attempting to disengage, that's where the officials can see that the hold is taking place.
Run the same play with Tony Brook-James, and he's pushed backward, and Brook-James jawing with Tony Fields after the play, and the Oregon fans wanted a flag.
Look at Tony Fields and Colin Schooler able to meet the ball carrier in the hold. The way they're able to scrape with all the different angles that Oregon offensive line blocks at. These guys are true freshmen. They're diagnosing the play on the run and able to get there before the ball carrier advances.
2nd and goal. Royce Freeman running left. Freeman to the outside. Royce Freeman to the pylon. Is he in? Touchdown! Three touchdowns, the hat trick for Royce Freeman. Fitting because he ran behind Crosby and Lemieux.
And it looked so pretty as he did it.
Pretty good left side of the line with Crosby and Lemieux. 94 yards for Oregon, and Royce Freeman is 3rd rushing touchdown.
Sort of a hockey assist from the offensive guard.
Aiden Schneider lines it through, and the Ducks are up 2 scores.
Ground attack from the Oregon Ducks with their historic back rolling his way to the end zone. Let's watch the big man work at the point of attack. Terrell Crosby at the left tackle. Fold blocking out, moving defenders against their will. And Freeman with destruction on his mind.
Aiden Schneider, a line drive kickoff that skips through the back of the end zone. A touchback. Arizona has the ball at the 25. Nick Wilson, the running back. Play action for Khalil Tate. Put some air underneath it. There's a flag as Tony Ellison is hauled down by Ugo Amadi.
Holding, defense number 7. 10-yard penalty, creates the first down.
It's a proper decision from Amadi because he knows he's got 0 help behind him. And Ellison beat him off the snap with a great release. So, either knock him down, pick up a penalty, or you likely give up a touchdown.
We're seeing all this one-on-one coverage. Is that because the defense is paying so much attention to Tate?
It certainly is.
J.J. Taylor takes the handoff, and Taylor cuts it back. Lost the football. Who's got it? Oregon says they do. Khalil Tate confident that Arizona has recovered, and they have. And a couple of offensive linemen get up from the bottom of the pile.
Love that hustle from your big guys. You call for the offensive line to hustle downfield as the run play's finished. Jimmy Swain knocks it away. Able to get off that block as he fights away. There were opportunities for the Ducks to get it. The offensive linemen as they run after the play. Great hustle.
I believe it was Sean Poindexter who came up with the football. After a 4-yard run by Wilson. And Wilson goes straight ahead. Brought down by Elijah George.
This will be one of those situations. It'd be nice to go tempo, and they are. Back over the ball.
Again, it's Nick Wilson. Hauled down, trying to get around the edge, but Justin Hollins would have none of it. And Hollins the tackle, but there's a flag.
Personal foul, horse collar tackle. Defense, a 15-yard penalty added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
Normally, if you run with the ball carrier for just a couple of steps before yanking him down, then by rule they won't as frequently call the horse collar tackle. But there, Hollins, immediately as he reaches around to the back of the jersey, able to sling Nick Wilson down to the ground. That's when the horse collar tackle will be called as a flagrant foul, as a personal foul.
9th penalty against Oregon for over 100 yards today. Nick Wilson, another carry, and that one will go for no gain, tripped up by Henry Mondu.
Just watch in pursuit. Hollins does a great job fighting off the block, gets the left hand on the front, and then the right hand on the back of Wilson's jersey is where he slings him down immediately.
First run tonight for Tate. He ran for 13 yards. Since 11 carries and just 12 yards rushing. He throws, it's caught, spinning out of a tackle. Poindexter down the sideline. First down, Arizona.
Khalil Tate actually came off of the double move to Sean Brown more quickly than he needed to, but I don't mind this because he didn't like what he saw. Then he decisively went to the opposing read on the other side of the field.
First and goal.
The bottom of your screen, Sean Brown messed up.
And they go to Zach Green in his first carry tonight. And the fade route doesn't work. And there's a late flag.
On the 2-yard line, automatic first down.
Initially, before the ball's in flight, no issue there, but Thomas Graham continues to shove Poindexter out of bounds after it's thrown.
10th penalty. And on first and goal, Zach Green straight ahead, breaks the plane, touchdown, Arizona. Josh Pollock nails the extra point. 10 penalties, 107 yards against the Ducks back in 2014. That was an Oregon win, but Arizona's won the last 2 regular season meetings between these two teams. Tony Brooks-James, the ball carrier. And he's brought down by Derek Bowles.
He was a true freshman starting because they were so banged up in the offensive line, and they got payback in the Pac-12 championship game.
Herbert on the rollout, slipping out. Cam McCormick has a first down out across the 40. And slipping, and Colin Schooler ready to level the boom against Tony Brooks-James. And the Schooler family is watching, and the split jerseys. There are the parents of Brendan and Colin, Christine and Tom Schooler, with the half Arizona, half Oregon jerseys. Colin Schooler having a big night defensively for Arizona. Still waiting for Brendan Schooler to come up with a catch. Empty backfield, Herbert dumps it off Dylan Mitchell. And Mitchell quickly closing in Lorenzo Burns. 3rd down and 9. Brooks-James motions into the backfield. There's a flag down.
False start, 55 offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
That's the center, Jake Hansen. 3rd and 14. Tony Brooks-James motions to the backfield again. Herbert, drop back. Steps up. Herbert hit as he throws. And it's caught by Cam McCormick.
Under duress in the pocket. There was time to throw it initially. Justin Herbert held it all day, took the lick in the backfield. Then Cam McCormick goes rise and grind.
Play action, Herbert for Mitchell, and it's underthrown, incomplete. Burns in coverage. Justin Herbert, 13 of 17 in his return, 185 yards. Tony Brooks-James weaves his way inside the 25.
Offensive line. The Ducks don't get credit for how physical they are up front.
On 3rd down, Tony Brooks-James running left. Speaking of physical, Colin Schooler brought him down, and it's 4th down.
I can't continue to highlight how being a true freshman and being willing to diagnose this on the fly is so difficult, so impressive. Overruns the center, then defeats Terrell Crosby to the point of attack and takes the ball carrier down in the backfield. There's a level of aggression that you don't normally see. Freshmen are normally hesitating, not certain what they're looking at.
Trying to make it a 2-score game. Schneider 4 of 6 on the season. And Schneider got it. 38-28, Oregon.
All right, Rutsy on the far side here in this wild family area with the Schooler family. And so Tom and Christine here enjoying the game. We just got through doing Otis Day in the Nights. That was fun. So, Mom, what has it been like to watch both of your sons here on the field of play, one competing for Arizona and the other Oregon tonight?
Well, I think it's a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. I didn't expect it to be, you're looking at one, but you're looking at the other one, and who do you root for? So I just been silent.
Yeah, looks like you guys are having a great time. So, Tom, you were the one who put the shirts together. These are pretty cool. Tell me about the idea and how you made this happen.
It's pretty simple. We just, are cheering for both kids, and we always wear, either Oregon shirts or Arizona shirts wherever we're cheering. So it was just a natural progression to just get them cut in half and cheer for both of them. And we equally love each one, so we were equally cheering.
Right, but I mean, did you sew these together, or who did this?
No, we bought the shirts and we took them to a local tailor and had them cut them down the middle and sew them together for us. And then we had the names and numbers and all that put on the back.
Pretty good. You guys are having a great time. Enjoy this. We love the shirts. Have fun, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Splitting the difference here as best they can, Roxy.
That's awesome, Lewis. Clearly divided loyalties, but firmly behind the last name schooler on the back of the jersey of each respective son.
Can only imagine the emotions going through those parents, that family, especially because it's been such an emotionally charged game as well. I mean, Austin Stadium has been electric tonight.
Yep, Dad's phone's blowing up. At the 25, Khalil Tate, who's been pretty quiet by Khalil Tate standards tonight. Under pressure, gets rid of it, and it's dropped.
First carry tonight, 13 yards. The last 11 carries since then, a total of 12.
2nd and 10. On the ground, J.J. Taylor across the 25 out to the 28. On the rollout, Tate looking for Ellison, incomplete. And a low line drive that's off the side of the foot, and it goes out of bounds just past midfield.
His multi-dimensional talents.
From the 49. Flea flicker. Herbert launches for Johnson. He catches it down at the 1.
Justin Herbert waited for Johnny Johnson to continue to run because he knew he had the hand cannon to get it downtown.
Oregon quick on the ball, 1st and goal. Royce Freeman, 4 touchdowns. Freeman has tied his career high with 4 touchdown runs. 58 now in his record-breaking Oregon career, and a couple of Arizona players are hurt. Royce Freeman finds the end zone for a 4th time tonight, set up by this trick play.
There's not another offense in the country that's run as many trick plays this season as the Oregon Ducks. And in hurry-up mode, the Oregon offense able to take advantage of a discombobulated Arizona D. According to PFF College, coming into the game, 26 trick plays like reverses, end arounds, jet sweeps, flea flickers. 26 this season coming in for the Oregon Ducks. 19 for Arizona, 15 for UCLA.
45-28, Oregon with the lead. Aiden Schneider will kick off. And another deep one. Tyrell Johnson will bring it out 2 yards deep. And Johnson toward the sideline. And he's brought down shy of the 20 by Lamar Winston Jr.
Royce Freeman's going to get it, and he's going to reverse it to Charles Nelson, who will pitch it into the backfield back to the quarterback, Justin Herbert. Just watch the way the defense starts to bite, and off the pitch, when Herbert receives it back, Johnny Johnson's right here. Herbert could let this go. He actually allows Johnson to advance further up the field because he knows he's got the arm strength to deliver it further up the field near the touchdown. And Willie Taggart loving the execution on yet another Ducks trick play.
Well, a pivotal drive, to say the least, for the Wildcats. From the 18, Sean Brown goes in motion. And the pitch to Brown. And Brown
breaks a tackle, and he turns a negative into a no gain. Troy Dye, Lamar Winston Jr. Second down. Tate throws underneath. Trevor Wood the catch, and he's upended by Tyree Robinson, and for Wood just his second catch of the season.
Khalil Tate has enough starts under his belt now where even though Arizona's up-tempo offense has been throttled back in recent weeks, they can go fast.
And straight ahead, first down, Wildcats. At the 30. Again, the give to Nick Wilson, who goes straight ahead. Forward progress, the 33, before he's pushed back by Troy Dye. 2nd and 7. From the pocket, Tate launches the deep ball for Sean Poindexter, who cannot hang on.
This is interesting tonight, whether it's been Khalil Tate with some overthrows, or a couple of times Arizona receivers just not quite able to come up with plays like that. These are the shot plays that we've seen Arizona making.
3rd down and 7. Empty backfield for Khalil Tate. Tate keeps the play going. Throws toward the sideline, and it's incomplete. So Gladding punting for the first time tonight, and he shanks it. 19 yards on that punt, and the struggles for Arizona continue in the punting game.
It's hard to survive this level of difficulty in a game that's so predicated in knowing the opposing offense has a great shot at scoring.
Oregon with the ball in a 45-28 lead. Motioning out is Tony Brooks-James. Justin Herbert steps up to avoid the rush, and he slides, and he gets 4 yards on the play. They're spotted back at the 49, and this is Tony Brooks-James, and he's right near the marker. Tony Brooks-James brought down by Colin Schooler, and should have enough to move the sticks. Tony Brooks-James again. Down to the 37-yard line. Another carry for Tony Brooks-James. Finds a seam. Brooks-James tripped up inside the 20 by Flanagan Fowles.
This offensive line imposing their will. Move the point of attack, provide the run lane, the immediate burst of Tony Brooks-James.
And he goes over 100 yards. So both Freeman and Brooks-James tonight 100+. Play action for Herbert. Steps up. Herbert throws. Coming back for it. Incomplete. Unable to hang on was Dylan Mitchell as the ball popped free. It appeared when Mitchell hit the ground.
Check out that one. How pretty is that shot? Super slow-mo with the ball coming in.
From the 15, Tony Brooks-James sweeping left, turns it upfield. Brooks-James down to the 1.
Check the cutback right there. Set the play up laterally, then got north and south, advancing on the defense. I'm not even sure that wasn't a touchdown. It was a narrow miss.
Again, Brooks-James. This one he's hit behind the line, and it's Schooler shooting through for the tackle.
Schooler and Fenton Connolly. Quick penetration right into the backfield. There's Connolly. Look at him right there. So there's no other cutback ability because Schooler comes from one side. Finley quickly shot in low on a quick knife technique.
2nd and goal. Movement up front.
False start. Offense number 68. 5-yard penalty. Remains 2nd down.
Advance beyond the blue line.
There it is. Crosby and Lemieux. The faceoff comes outside the zone. But delay of game here, well, it's 5 yards as opposed to in hockey, it's 2 minutes.
Sure. 2 minutes of minor, correct?
That's true.
Call me Mr. Hockey.
76 fueled moment. And the emotions, and getting the better of everybody.
Tenacity, sometimes outside the rules, have fueled the emotion of this game tonight in Alton Stadium. Rich Rod doing what Rich Rod does, educating his players. I believe that might have been a DDT or a suplex of some point.
Second and goal for the Ducks. Herbert to the corner. Too high for Jacob Breland.
I like this call. It's an opportunity that Jacob Breland should maybe get more often. He's capable of making that type of play, I believe. It's not something he's had a lot of chance to do, especially while Herbert's been out of the lineup.
Motion is Mitchell. Rolling out. Herbert under pressure. Herbert throws. Broken up. And some more jawing. Players need to be separated. Dylan Mitchell is who Herbert tried to get the football to. Broken up by Whitaker.
This is part of why I call him Colossus. Just look right there. Evading a defender is with the stiff arm. Able to gun it right in there. Mitchell just couldn't hang on.
Tanner Carew, senior snapper, and Schneider knocks it through. He is one away from J Siegel's breaking his record. He has tied J Siegel for the most made field goals in Oregon history, and the Ducks are up 20 as we go. Short kick this time. Johnson from the 5. Tyrell Johnson bounced it to the outside. Johnson turning on the Jets. Umani chases him down.
Those are the moments you have to have. Defense able to hold them to a field goal there. So down 20, still within distance to reach out and touch the Oregon Ducks. That return by Johnson can maybe get this offense charged up.
7:59 to go in Arizona, needing to score quickly here. Lobs it down the sideline for Sean Poindexter, incomplete. You wonder if the leg that Lewis was talking about earlier is bothering him as J.J. Taylor down to the 30-yard line, and it's third down. Tate, and it's to Ellison, complete, but a yard shy of the first down.
Throw was short to Ellison. Very nice catch.
J.J. Taylor breaks a tackle, and he's rustled down. Forward progress will be close. What a play in the open field by Arian Springs.
This was a dangerous decision from J.J. Taylor. There wasn't much of a running lane there, so he bounces it laterally. He almost got away from Springs. Arian Springs would not let him go.
And he does have the first down. Also thrown 27 passes tonight. J.J. Taylor, and there's a flag down. It's probably a hold.
69 offense, 10-yard penalty, replay first down.
It's on the academic all Pac-12 selection. The 4-time Pac-12 player of the week. Play action for Tate. Ellison has a step. Ellison broken up in the end zone by Ugo Amadi. Another brilliant play by Amadi.
It really is. This secondary throughout tonight's game, there's been shot play after shot play in the second half. This one bounces off the helmet of Tony Ellison. Looks like the arm of Ugo Amadi. This does start to rake down on Ellison a little bit, but I've been shocked if a penalty was called there. No. My bias as a defensive guy says I like the no call.
2nd and 20. Play action. Tate flushed out. Tate just throws it away.
57 rushing yards allowed tonight. The Wildcats have averaged nearly 350. They've been the number 3 rush attack this season in the entire country. Only 2 teams better than them are service academies.
Tate goes down. Jalen Jelks, the first man there. 3rd sack for the Oregon defense.
Jumps coming from the bottom of the screen. 2-point stance, able to walk back. The left tackle, Cody Creason, or the right tackle, gets home on the rush.
Tate steps up. Tate will run. And he's brought down well shy of the first down.
questionable decisions tonight from Khalil Tate, because even if a receiver isn't open, 4th and 23, you have to give them an opportunity. This defense for Oregon has pursued so well throughout the game, and he obviously just hasn't been nearly as mobile as we've come accustomed to seeing Khalil Tate be. That was the 3rd sack on the night. The previous play on 3rd down from Jalen Jelks, with only 33 rushing yards in this game and no rushing touchdowns.
And his first carry of the night results in a big play, and there's a flag. The freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, into Arizona territory.
Personal foul, face mask, defense number 2. 15 yards added to the end of the run. Automatic first down.
That's on Lorenzo Burns, so tack on 15 more yards. Well, they had the wrong number. It's Scotty Young. That's a 49-yard gain. 34 on the run from Felix and 15 more. The carry for Felix, and he's brought down by Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. But our Pac-12 family. Darren Felix, another carry, but another carry for Darian Felix. So Schneider, this is a record opportunity for Aiden Schneider. He makes this, and he's the new Oregon record holder for career field goals made. And Schneider missed it.
From Schneider, snap and hold were pretty good. But to see him there just reacting as Lorenzo Burns is diving in, trying to get the block.
Oregon becomes bowl eligible, so good opportunities for Schneider to break Siegel's mark as the pass to Sean Poindexter is complete. Arizona quickly will get to the line. Producer Kyle Reichling, Senior VP of Production Leon Schweier. As Tyrell Johnson has a first down for Arizona. You leaving anybody out?
The crew of Molabarki has been phenomenal throughout the entire season. Or Molabjarnki.
Table along with all the great audio. Did you see all these heaters? He's helping us keep warm down here. Dave, you're the best, my man. Thank you so much. Great season.
That's how they've been keeping warm. They get heaters down there. He's always tried to keep that same moniker going as a head coach.
Nick Wilson, by the way, banged up in the last play as J.J. Taylor runs for a first down. And a recap of the 2 games that we've seen on Pac-12 Network today. ASU took care of Oregon State, and the Ducks now 58 seconds away from becoming bowl eligible. In his head coaching career, he was 0-6 at home, coming up by 3-7 overall. Tate dropped the ball, picks it up, now on the move, completes it to Shun Brown, and Brown dances down near the 35.
When you think back to the time Willie Taggart took this program over, the excitement that was around it, and in that time since then, so much has happened in his life, including losing his dad, John. Spoke to him multiple times between training camp and during the regular season about the fact that he still talks to his dad.